Hello, Placentia Chamber. This is Eric Holmgren, your ambassador at large, and today I am with Michael Yee at EggBred of Brea in Placentia.
Yes.
So, Michael, how are you doing
Great,
today?
thank you. How are
Good to
you?
see you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
I love your place. I love the decor. It's very much like being on the inside of an egg.
Great.
So,
Yeah, that's what we were going for. Corporate has it. That's the cracked egg there behind
okay,
us.
okay.
And we have the nice, cool chandeliers as well. That's supposed to
Yeah.
resemble eggs as well.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's very cute.
Thank you.
I had a chance to eat here during the grand opening.
Yes.
Lovely, fantastic food.
Thank you.
So that's really good. Tell me, how did you get involved with EggBred?
Yeah.
And what's your life story?
So I worked in restaurants for a good part of my early adult life. And since then, I worked in mortgage after college. And after a good amount of success there, I decided to take a step back and jump back into restaurants. And while I was looking for different franchises I wanted to get involved with, I really decided to fall in love with the idea of picking a restaurant which food I loved the most. And this what ended up being it. So
Okay.
here I am.
So then, is this your first business, or did you have your own business when you were doing the mortgage stuff?
Well, I do have partial ownership in bars throughout
okay.
Southern California,
Ah, okay.
but this is my first 100% ownership. The other ones I don't have to put my hands in. I gave them a chunk of money and
Right.
told them, please don't lose it. And
Okay.
so far they've been successful at
So
that.
you're more a passive investor in those.
And all the well,
Okay.
100% passive. I don't touch it. Most of the time I don't even know what's going on with it.
Okay.
And I just pray I get my quarterly dividends. And most of the time it comes in, but
Okay.
yes.
Well, good. Well, you don't have any booze that you're selling here.
No,
So it's
it's
all.
non-alcoholic at the
Yeah.
moment. We may be expanding that in the future.
Oh.
But at the moment, I don't think the clientele hasn't really been asking for it. So I haven't
Right.
really found the need to do so.
Well, and your hours look like it's mostly breakfast, lunch
Correct.
type of stuff?
Yes, so Monday through Friday, we're open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the weekends from 7 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the standard fare, or what's sort of your specialty kind of
Yeah,
stuff that you do
so the corporate office is based in La Habra, and they started off by doing just the breakfast sandwiches, some eggs Benedict, and avocado toast. About 2 years ago, they realized they were losing some market share to other businesses and decided that they should expand over into burritos as well. So
Okay.
I joined on since the burritos launched, and they've been a huge hit, but also kind of the pain point for our restaurant because we have to consume a lot of time building those burritos because we have a nice melted cheese on the inside, the beer battered potato fries that are in there, and just the meat and the soft scrambled eggs. So it does take a lot longer to build, and we appreciate everyone's patience while we build them out to make them taste as great as they are.
Right, and they're good size. I
They're-
saw how big they were.
Yes.
My colleagues who were out here for the grand opening ate half, and then they took the other half home
Yes.
because it was just too much for
That's
them to do.
absolutely true. We actually we've learned that most people can't finish them. So if you dine in, we give you a takeout container with it by default because 90% of the customers who
gonna ask for
they're
it
going to ask
anyway,
for it
yeah.
anyway. So it's better prepared.
Right now, it looks like all your stuff is made to order.
That's correct.
Okay.
And everything is made to order here. Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it does take a little bit longer. Sometimes it can take. This weekend, we had a lot more business than we anticipated, and we had some people wait as long as 40 minutes, but typically we try to keep it under 20 minutes, if not 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. And with the organization itself, how many EggBreds are there, and what's their?
Yeah, so we are location number 4. The corporate location is based in La Habra. The next location that opened was Huntington Beach, different franchisee, and then another one opened in Long Beach about 2 months ago as well. So we're number 4, and right behind us, we're gonna get Whittier or Garden Grove. They're kind of a race to the finish line. So
Okay.
we'll see. We're cheering on for both of them because we all love being part of a group together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like the program itself and this particular style is expanding
Yes.
and gaining ground.
Right.
Okay.
So to my knowledge, there are over 20 other franchisee owners who are trying to expand, not just in California. To my knowledge, the next ones out of state are going to be in Florida, probably.
Okay.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So as you know, with our chamber chats, we're trying to share some business wisdom and best practices with our fellow members of the Chamber of Commerce. What's a business challenge that you faced, and what did you do to overcome it?
Yeah. So my landlord is a union trust, and they required us to go through all union work.
Okay.
That was
Now, that's not your employees, that's the construction, or is that everyone's got to be
that
union?
any kind of build out, and to my knowledge, maintenance as well has to
Okay.
be done through union work.
Okay.
So when I signed up, I thought, well, the location's built out, and all the internet research told me it would be 20 to 30% more from a normal contractor for a union contractor. And I said, let's do it. I have a walk-in fridge, a walk-in freezer. It's going to cost me nothing to do this. I'm golden. I'm better luck than everybody else in the franchise system. Once we got our plans approved from the architect at the city and I started getting bids, the contractors that I reached out to everyone listed on a portal that the landlord originally referred me to, and I
Right.
reached out to all 26 of them, listed in LA and Orange County, and all but 2 ignored me, and the 2 that did respond told me my project was too small for them to work on. So I went crawling back to the landlord and said, look, I've tried all my resources. Can I please use a non-union contractor so we can just get this ball rolling again?
Right.
And they said, no, we're going to find one for you. So they got me 2 bids. I went with the cheaper of the 2, and it ended up being about 250% more expensive than my non-union bids. And unfortunately, we had change order after change order after change order, and we, at the completion of the project, are close to over 300%
Wow.
of our normal project. So
So
fortunately,
a lot of time and effort and money put on
Yeah.
the build out,
Right.
even before you'd open.
before I opened. So as you know, we opened about a week and a half ago for our soft opening, had our grand opening last Saturday,
Right.
or January 11th. And it's been a great success so far. The community has been great, supportive, understanding of the longer wait times while our team gets up to speed and learning everything.
Right.
Which I can't even begin to explain how grateful I am, because I come in hungry and I wait 40 minutes for our entree, which isn't the norm here. I'd be very upset, but everybody's been really understanding. So it's been great.
Well, good. So how long did then the process take for you from when you signed the lease to
Oh,
when
gosh.
you actually opened?
I think it was over a year and a half. Number
Wow.
one,
Okay.
I forgot to mention this earlier, is my architect that I went with was a personal referral from a friend who does a lot of construction. And that architect ended up not knowing anything about commercial, as he had previously stated. Even the officials of the city looked at his plans and just were kind of rolling their eyes, unfortunately, saying this is just standard language. It's not anything specific to my location. So I wasted 6 months of my time with him trying to get an approval that was never going to happen. So I had to fire him and get a brand new architect. And that architect got us approved almost instantly, which was fantastic. But when change orders started coming in, because the union contractor was a lot more stringent on what they wanted to see on their plans and what was going to
Right.
be built out, he dragged his feet a lot, and we saw some revisions that probably shouldn't have taken more than a week or two would take 4 to 6 weeks. So
Wow.
it was really difficult trying to navigate, learning to try to be pushy with him and learning to back off, because he responded poorly to both directions.
Right.
So fortunately, the corporate team was pretty knowledgeable with the building plans and everything, and was somewhat familiar with that architect and helped navigate that a little bit as well.
Well, it's good to have then the corporate franchisor
Yes.
to kind of hold your hand through it.
Yeah.
But it looks like you were dealing with the bulk of it.
Yes, correct.
If you were to do this all over again, what would you do differently, or what would you advise other business people out there to try to avoid some of the pitfalls that you
I would
had?
avoid any union trusts.
Okay.
To be frank, this plaza is all union trusts. The landlords so far have been really great with everything else, but obviously they have rules for rules.
Yeah.
They have to maintain the best interest of their business, which is being a union.
Right.
But I would probably never again go with the landlord who's going to make me use union work.
Okay.
But besides that, I think and then the other big point would probably be to avoid using, not avoid, probably to be a little bit more discerning when picking your architect.
Okay.
Because again, I saw a lot of challenges with the architect that I worked with as well.
Okay. So doing some more due diligence on
Yeah.
with really what the expectation
Yeah.
is for your landlord in this particular case, for the
Yes.
build out, and then for the architect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think everyone I've talked to who I've interviewed who's got a restaurant or something like that,
Yeah.
it's always been horror stories on the build out, the conversion, the whatever else. So you are not unusual in that particular regard. Maybe you got it a little bit worse.
Yeah.
But
think
it
so.
seems to be a real challenge.
Right. And then I will also add that Joe Rasick, who was as part of the Placentia Chamber of Commerce, he really helped navigate a lot of these things with me too. I didn't know about him until Michelle from the chamber also kind of put us in contact with each other, and he was just a wealth of knowledge, and he really was able to be a really great mentor and guider through the process of navigating not just building out the restaurant, but working with the city. But at the end of the day, the city was really supportive, and I can't thank everybody enough at the city. Really, Joe Lambert, he was really great, and then Leslie as well.
Right.
They just any questions I had, they were happy to help answer, and really just give me the simplest of solutions to get me through everything. So
That's really good to hear.
I know the Wednesday before they went on their winter break, I went in there just almost in tears because I needed to open on January 6th, or the corporate location wasn't going to be able to help me open for the grand opening training for my team until mid-February.
Oh my gosh.
So I just went and just pleaded with them, and they just said, A, B, C, D, E is what you need, and Monday morning we'll get you signed off if you get those done. And I worked my tail off, and it happened, and it was incredible because I couldn't have done it, I think, in any other city.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you had a really good experience with the city.
Yes,
Joe Rasick is a terrific guy.
Yes.
Lots and lots of experience.
definitely.
And I know that he's helped other restaurants and restaurateurs
Right.
with their issues.
Great,
So
yeah.
that's the nice thing with the chamber. We have a lot of valuable people who've got years and years and years of experience, and we're all very eager to help our fellow business people. So that way you can learn from our issues,
Yeah.
just like somebody might be learning from your issues
Great.
here watching this.
Cool.
So, well,
Yes.
cool. Well, before we wrap things up, Michael, is there anything else you'd like to share with our wider group out there?
Yes. So again, we had our grand opening on January 11th, and we've surpassed all the expectations that the corporate location had for us. And I really attribute it to this amazing community. It just seems, again, that they've been really supportive and understanding of everything. They love our food, which is fantastic. And I'm so happy to be part of Placentia at this point. And I know we named ourselves EggBred Brea. And we're in a little corner that juts out into two different cities.
Right.
And I really,
We're going to tease you about that for a long
I know
time.
it's going to happen forever. And I'm actually working with corporate to see what we
Right.
can do to change the name some way or
Right.
another. But Placentia's been great, and I'm so happy to be part of the community and everybody. So if you love breakfast, please stop by. We have incredible food.
Yep.
Everybody is very happy they eat here, especially when they didn't have to wait forever for their food. And again, thanks everyone for their patience, because we couldn't have done it with everybody here. So
Well, good. Well, Michael, we're so glad that you're part of our
Thank you.
community. I'm glad that you're part of the city. And I'm glad that you guys are up and running.
Yes.
You've got terrific stuff here,
Great.
and we're so happy to have you
Cool. Thank
be
you.
part of the group. All right, everybody, that takes care of things. Until our next episode, be well.